5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm John, and tonight I want answers about ALS. There's no stopping us now because we're live.
John wants answers. John wants answers. Give John answers. Give John answers. John wants answers. John wants answers. Give John answers now.
Check your calendar. If it says September 11th, 2014, then we're live. My guest tonight is Keith Stattenfield. He's the host of Keith Explains, which is a show on this station.
Yes.
Wednesdays at 8:30.
Yes.
So you missed it last night.
Well, they didn't see it last night.
I wouldn't say you missed it.
Yeah.
Keith is a news junkie,
Yes.
history buff.
Yes.
And he's on the show tonight because I couldn't get anyone
else.
better.
Couldn't get a single other person to call you back, I think, is what you said.
Well, they called back
Oh.
and said, sorry, we can't make it.
Sorry. Well, so that's a step up from last month.
9:30 is too late for a lot of people. I'm wide awake at 9:30, but people out there, too sleepy. If you've never seen the show before, this is like a courtroom drama. I'm the prosecutor. My guest is the expert witness. And you at home and the audience are the jury. It's your job to convict or acquit the topics. We'll be taking your tweets. So you can tweet us during the show at John Wants Answer. There's no S on the end because the S is for suck. We'll read your tweets and we'll respond to them, and we'll take your messages. Go to the website, johnwantsanswers.com, click on the contact page, and write us a message, and we'll read it as you read our tweets.
Is there a way they could text you? Should we give out your phone number so they can text you?
No.
I heard all the kids today are SMSing with the texting.
Yeah?
And the sexting. They could sext you.
Well, sexting, that could be something we could look into.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that tonight.
Okay.
But
We'll get some Wikipedia research going.
Speaking of sexting, a lot of people can't get enough of me. People on the street say, John, love your show. It's only once a month. How can I see more of you?
Really? I will pay you $4 if anyone actually really said that to you on the street.
Well,
Cash money.
but
$4
I don't
cash
have
money.
like notarized, statements. It's just like
I would
anecdotal.
look at, it's worth $4
It's
to you
anecdotal evidence.
to find an actual person that said, in the past, I've actually said this to John on the street unprompted.
I can split $4 with somebody.
No, they got to have done it in the past.
No. Someone will claim that they have done it in the past.
A liar. So now,
can find a liar
you're
for $2.
You're planning a lie.
If you're one of those people who haven't seen enough of me, I got another show called Engineers in Cars Fetching Friends from the Airport. I talked about it before.
You did. Did you have to read it off the card though?
Yes.
I mean, don't you know the name of the show?
There's a lot of stuff going on today. We got a lot of stuff going on, so my mind's a little.
Okay.
Let's see a clip of the show.
You can order anything on the internet. I myself have bought pants on the internet.
I showed that last month, and I forgot to tell viewers how to see it. I'm like, how would you see that? This is what you do. Go to engineersincars.com. I hope that's correct. I didn't verify it before the show started.
Let me check.
Okay. While you're checking that,
Okay.
we got a shout out. In the audience tonight is Dwayne Nelson from Canada. He was on the John and Dwayne show, which is a radio show in Toronto in the mid-90s.
Who else was on the show?
That was me. He's my sidekick. The John and Dwayne show.
That's not what Dwayne said.
And we played 80s music and told really corny jokes.
I'm pretty sure it was Dwayne and John's show.
That's what I heard.
was
That's what I heard.
John and Dwayne show. This show cannot be made possible without a lot of things. But one of the things we need is money. And we get that from Lisa Tamaki.
Tamaki.
And only Lisa Tamaki is what I'm being told. Lisa is the only one who gives us money for tonight's show.
Wow.
Maybe next month it'll be completely different.
Didn't
executive
I
producer.
just offer to give you $4?
I don't think
What do I get for $4?
you get to be on the show like you are now.
I get that for free.
Well, then that's a bad deal.
Yeah.
You shouldn't take it. All right.
You need to work on your website design. This is very
It's very
useful.
useful.
Very Asperger's.
It's very like, here's my show.
It's very.
Click on an episode.
These are exactly the words I want you to read, and no other words. Just a nice neutral gray background.
You're not going to be wasting your time going to engineersincars.com. You'll be getting what you need right away. But enough of that. Now I want to talk about ALS. So there is a big fad, what do you call it, a meme?
Fad.
A
It's
meme going on where people are challenging other people
Yes.
to put ice over their heads.
Dump ice water on your head.
And somehow, I mean, the challenge varies, but somehow that raises
Usually
awareness
involves a bucket of ice water in a head.
of ALS. Maybe money goes to ALS,
Or other charities.
or maybe
not
just people are
others.
just, putting water on their head to be cool.
Yeah, because it's hot.
I fell into the trap.
You did?
Someone challenged me,
Yes.
and I did a great job. Here, watch this clip of me doing a great job getting iced.
Guys, what's the speakers think? I'm doing this for ALS. What is ALS?
No, you're doing it for lung cancer.
You don't even know why you're doing it.
People.
He's doing it to be
You're
cool.
leaving the door. I'm not taking. I'm John, and I accept this challenge. You're always going to give me $1,000 for
Yeah, no, that's not exactly quite right. No.
How will this help ALS?
The challenge.
Because they'll use the $1,000.
Okay, but the actual ice has nothing to do with ALS.
No.
Okay.
The actual ice is just spite.
Does Lou Gehrig feel like he was cold all the time?
Lou Gehrig is dead.
Well, yeah. Did he feel cold all the time?
No, I don't think he did.
No, it's not cold. It's like I feel there's enough.
Well, no. He feels numb.
Do it, Keith. Don't wuss out.
Now put it in front of you.
Hey!
Good show, Keith. Good show. Good show.
Very good.
And we're back. So that was me doing the,
We were here the whole time,
well, but the viewers couldn't see us, so they thought we must have left.
but they heard us. I mean,
Well,
we were-
I'm not sure. We'll have to review the tapes afterwards.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
yeah,
could
they
hear
might
us.
not have heard us.
So that was us. That was me.
It was you. I was there too,
You
if
were
you
there.
remember.
Yeah. Previous, you had
I was
been
a good-looking guy. Not wearing a rain jacket.
So my question was, how is getting ice water dumped on you related to ALS? Like, is there an
Not at
actual
all.
relation?
Not at all, really. No, not. I don't believe in any way whatsoever.
So it's not meant to simulate what it
No,
is
no.
like to have ALS.
No.
It's just, something unpleasant
It just got
for
started.
you to do.
It's like people had been challenging people and dumping ice water on them for like months. And then one particular guy back in July got ice water dumped and said, you should donate money to ALS.
Really?
And then he challenged a bunch of other guys, and then it just kept going from there.
Okay. I guess all these
They tracked it down, the
They did.
researchers.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they found it. It was like some golf show.
Like on television?
Yeah, like a televised golf show.
Is there a lot of ice dunking and golf
I
usually?
don't think so.
I don't watch golf.
I don't
golf
watch golf.
must be the most boring thing to watch on TV.
It's up there.
No, watching it live.
I think
must be
trout
worse
fishing. Trout
than-
fishing, to me, I'm like, really, a TV show? And they're like, yeah, it's very.
There's some excitement in trout fishing. You could fall in the water.
I don't think there is.
I mean, they
if
edit out
you're
the
a good
parts-
trout fisher, you're not going to fall in water. So the only plausible excitement would be bad trout fishers. But bad trout fishing people don't have TV shows.
I think in trout fishing they would edit out the boring parts, which is like
Well,
95%.
then they have no show. It would
And
be.
then just the part where he gets, I got one, and he starts reeling it in. If that's all you saw for half an hour, I would watch that show.
Wow.
I got a feeling we're getting off track here.
Yeah. Way off track. But now I guess we know where the next John Wants Answers is going. It's going to be bass.
Okay, so we need to figure out how to pronounce ALS. I mean,
Yes.
saying ALS is easy, but we have the actual words it means. We can put them on the screen here. It's
We can't put them on the. Or we could put them. Okay,
There we
we
are.
did. There we go.
I want to say amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Am I saying it wrong?
You're not terribly far. I think it's. I think you enunciated the first one a little too long.
So it's not
Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis.
Amyotrophic?
Amyotrophic.
Do I like to do it like an I?
Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. I think?
Amyotrophic? I was going to say amyotrophic, and then we'll get corrected later probably.
Yeah, people will tweet us.
Okay, so let's get into this.
Right, and amyotrophic is muscle wasting.
That's that amyotrophic.
Right. Sclerosis is a hardening of a tissue.
Okay.
And lateral is because it happens generally to both sides of the body, but not always. Right. It's
So you have a weakening,
lateral.
a hardening, both sides.
All sides. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are the symptoms of ALS?
Mostly muscle weakness that starts and just continues,
Just
so
getting
that
weaker and weaker?
your ability to use your muscles just gets worse and worse and worse. You
So at first,
start slurring your speech.
the very first symptoms, would you like light objects or like heavy objects? You would be like
Yeah, just be
shaking
a
bit,
little harder
shaky?
to lift them, or maybe you couldn't quite turn a key as well as you'd think, or can't quite type as well as
So
you
it's-
used
I
to.
guess when you're weak, you'd be like a little shaky, I guess. And if you're gonna hold it straight, then you're okay.
Yeah, so you're fine. You're fine.
If I have it, it's very early stage.
Yeah, yeah.
If I had to lift like a dishwasher, I'd be shaking. But
Yeah.
that's
Have you lifted a dishwasher? I heard you got a new dishwasher.
I got a new dishwasher.
Man, did you lift it?
I personally did not lift it.
Okay, well then.
There's some
then
guys who came in and did it.
I guess
without
we
me.
don't know. We still don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm not sure what the heaviest thing I lifted in a suitcase, but yeah, okay. So it's weakness in the muscles first.
Yes.
And then you just get weaker and weaker.
Yeah, and you start it gets hard to swallow. It gets hard to speak.
How does it get hard to swallow? Like it hurts, or you just
Your muscles just get weaker and you can't
Yeah.
swallow stuff down as well.
okay? And your speech slurs. So
And eventually, a lot of people just lose almost all control.
eventually
You really can't move at all.
You get kind of paralyzed.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, Stephen Hawking has a very rare variety of ALS.
And he's had. I read that at
And
first they
he's-
give him 2 years to live.
Yeah.
But then he's been
58 years later.
yeah in his 20s.
40 years later. It's very rare. Most people don't have that kind of ALS.
He got there's no good kind of ALS. But
No,
if
there's
you're
no
in
good
ALS,
kind.
that's the kind to get that keeps you alive.
If
for
you're a
long time.
world-renowned astrophysicist, that's the kind you want to have.
But the typical person who gets ALS wouldn't get that.
3 to 4 years. 3 to 4
3 to
years.
4 years, so
before they pass away.
It's pretty swift.
It's pretty.
And
From diagnosis, they may have had it for.
what's the quality of life? Like from the time they're diagnosed to the time
Not
they die.
good, and it gets worse.
Does it get bad very quickly, or does it bad kind of near the end?
I'm going to say it probably depends.
Yeah?
But my personal observation has been it doesn't get. It's not okay for a while, and then a quick
like it's not like this
drop off.
It's kind of like
yeah, it's not.
how do you get ALS?
I don't think they know. I don't know. I did some reading. I don't
Right.
think they really know. I mean, there's some people have a genetic propensity for it. So they think there are various mutations on different chromosomes that make it more likely you'll get it,
In
or
the
less
top-notch
likely you'll get
research I've done on the Wikipedia,
it. On the Wikipedia,
it said 5 to 10% is from genetics. Yeah, but 5 to 10% of cases directly inherited
wow,
from parents.
you didn't even highlight that. You just
A
picked
person's
it out.
parents. I
Yeah,
looked at it very carefully.
So some small percentage of people get it
Yeah.
genetically from one or multiple, chromosome mutations or genetic causes, and the rest, it's something else.
I heard there's a propensity for football players to get it. Like concussions and
Yeah,
being around,
it's
trauma.
They actually think that people have had a lot of head trauma maybe are more likely to get ALS, or maybe they're more likely to get this other disease that looks exactly like ALS but has completely different causes from what we think causes ALS.
So they might.
Like now we call it Lou Gehrig's disease, but some researchers said we're not even sure if Lou Gehrig had ALS. He might have had this other disease whose symptoms
We're very
almost
similar.
entirely match ALS's symptoms, but are caused by you know, getting beamed in the head with a baseball and knocked unconscious many, many times.
Was he the first guy to ever get ALS?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
But he got
some
named after
doctor
himself.
identified it in the 1800s, so clearly no.
But then he's like the famous guy who got it. And then all of a sudden, people were saying, let's name after him.
Yeah.
Although Parkinson's disease, I looked it up, not named after a guy who had the disease.
No.
Named after the doctor who,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say invented it,
Described it.
Yeah, documented it for the first time. There's no Stephen Hawking's disease, but it's similar to ALS. Yeah.
Well, I think he does have ALS, but
It's a
he's
form.
just got the kind where you live a really long time and get progressively worse.
Can people do anything to prevent getting ALS?
I don't think they know.
They just gotta like.
I mean, there's some guesses, right? If maybe you shouldn't get beamed in the head with a baseball over and over. Maybe
I'll be sure to
you
avoid
shouldn't
that.
be a professional football player and get tackled and have your head cracked against the ground multiple times.
But that's
you
good
know,
advice
some people have thought
in general, not just
Yeah,
for
good
ALS
advice in general.
avoidment. Yeah.
There are some thoughts there may be some environmental some causes, like someone's theorized like blue algae is a little more likely to cause it. They don't know.
What's blue algae?
It's some contamination that's in food.
In food, okay. Sounds like it belongs in a pond.
Yeah.
Those trout, that trout show I want to watch about
Bass,
Make
yeah.
sure they don't do it in ponds.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be algae in that pond.
No. Yeah.
I mean, there's a theory that ALS has a cause, kind of like prions cause Jacob, the brain disease in England with the prions.
I do not know what you're talking about.
It'll come to me later.
Well, okay. Well, then during the break we'll talk about this because we got to stop for a break now.
Yeah.
And we come back, we're going to figure out what he was talking about, and we're going to take your tweets. So stay right there.
Now I got to go look it up. Jacob something's disease.
Jacob Kreitzfeld.
That might be it.
All right.
Mad cow.
Yeah, mad cow. I mean,
Oh, do you hear any feedback? Did I say the word amyotrophic? Amyotrophic.
Did you say it right?
Correct.
Did you pronounce it correctly?
Close enough.
Close enough.
Okay. That's the best I can hope for, right?
There are some sports that are more boring than watching fishing on
Oh, we got a
TV.
tweet 36
what?
minutes ago.
There's what?
There was a show about noodling on the History Channel called Mudcats.
Noodling. Oh, that's the one where you reach,
Fish with your bare
where
hands.
you reach underwater without being able to see what you're doing into tiny little things and pray that the fish that's in there doesn't eat your hand.
Or that it's a snapping turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was also another one about bow hunting deer called
We got some messages.
Chasing Tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that would be more boring, but
It was pretty boring.
Was there anything in the contents of your message?
Yes.
I'm going to read it, and then you can tell me if that's what you said.
Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. I got the order wrong.
Okay, we're going to do this, and we have that, and we have this. Okay. So, yeah.
All right, coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
And we're back. Did you miss us? We are going to take your tweets and your messages. I checked our tweets, and
Nothing.
no tweets this time, but we got messages instead. We'll do one last look up here. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. And, oh, wait. We did get one. No, wait, that's from February.
Clear out your queue.
Okay. We got 2 messages. We're going to answer them right now. Hello, John. Do you need crew for tonight? I'm available. This is from Eliza Ranjit. Yes, I could really use you on camera tonight. We are short a camera person tonight. We could use you. We got another message in from Eli. Send a message directly to John A. Vink, the star of John Wants Answers! Exclamation point. And that's all it says. Well, there's some warning codes and stuff, but is that what you said?
Yeah, that's the exact contents of the page. Send you there.
Okay, so someone not very good at computers said the website's broken and you couldn't mail me a message.
It is broken. Look at the other content.
Well, oh yeah, I mean, but
It works.
it still works.
But
Yeah.
it's,
There's some-
you know,
Wait, have you been like messing with my
No, I just been labeling things.
I got a feeling the show's going to take a turn. Before the show started, we got a question on paper from Troublemaker in Toronto. ALS and embryonic stem cell research versus adult stem cell research. What are your thoughts? I think what he's saying is that the researchers for ALS...
So there's a controversy. For example, the Catholic Church, or at least some dioceses, came out against the Ice Bucket Challenge because the ALS Foundation, which is who most people are donating to, has used stem cells to try to come up with a cure for ALS. And the Catholic Church thinks stem cells are human life, and therefore you can't experiment with them because they're innocent, fetally, occasionally they are the product of abortions and other things. So they think it's verboten to use.
Okay.
Whereas you can also maybe use adult stem cells, which are cells taken from adults and regressed back to the stem stage and then carried forward. And researchers are doing both.
Okay.
But some Catholic dioceses have said, don't give to the ALS Foundation, give to these other ALS foundations, because the ALS Foundation uses embryonic stem cells and these other ones don't.
What's the benefit? Is there any benefit to using embryonic stem versus
If they come up with a
adult?
cure, there is.
Wait, what?
If they come up with a cure, there is.
Are they different? How are they different? Like, how would one be cured?
Well, they don't know. They're scientists. They're working on stuff.
They're working on it. They're trying out.
I mean, the whole point of doing science is that you often don't know the answer.
You try a bunch of stuff and see what sticks.
Then they give you a Nobel Prize.
Okay. We're getting a verbal tweet.
That's not a verbal tweet.
Someone
That's Jim
who
just
knows the answer.
claiming that they know the difference.
Adult embryonic stem cells are pluripotent. They can theoretically be morphed into any other body part. Adult stem cells you get from specific body parts, and therefore, they're
Well, and they're working to revert them more back to the...
So I don't know if you've heard that, but Jim, our legal counsel, says embryonic stem cells can morph into anything.
Yeah.
But the adults, take it out of a liver, it can only grow livers.
Yeah.
Take it out of a kidney.
But they're working on it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe...
An adult, you don't have to kill any fetuses to get the adult stem cells.
Well, you don't have to.
Okay. We got a tweet. It's past our tweet time, but I'll take it anyways. Uh-oh.
Remember when I told you we should have a second topic?
No,
I'm starting to seem like a genius, aren't I?
I got more questions. Wait, how do I...
You got to figure out how to use technology on your own, man. All right?
I was surprised to get... Okay, for the record, trout fishing is great background TV content. Oh, this is what we're going to do.
It's like a fight?
You and I are going to go trout fishing.
No, we're not.
We're going to set up a tripod. We're going to go into like a little stream, cast, and then we're
Do
going
you
to
know what trout are?
Fishies. Fish it, right? They're fish. We're going to turn this into a green screen behind us.
Yes.
And then during the show, you'll see us
trout
fishing behind us while we do the show.
Okay.
Oh, this is
Don't
gonna be
hold
amazing.
your breath, people.
This is going to be
Don't
amazing.
hold your breath.
Okay, so we're back, and I have more questions. Are there any treatments? Like, is there any medicine you can take?
There are no cures.
Uh-huh.
There are some medicines that may or may not temporarily alleviate or prevent the disease from advancing quite as quickly or provide comfort. But no treatments that really pull you back in any significant way.
See, it can't be stopped from progressing, and it can't be reversed.
Not that I know.
Okay. So the prognosis, you were saying like
it's bad.
It's 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, it's bad. 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, on average, and it's always. I mean, some people live 50 years with it, but very few.
Yeah, that's
some people. It progresses very quickly. I mean, some people it's 6 months.
right. Yeah. So, how prevalent is it?
It's not that prevalent.
So it's pretty rare.
A small number in 100,000 people. 2 in 100,000, 4 in 100,000, depends on.
Okay, so the chance that we get it, it's pretty low.
Pretty low.
Not zero.
Not zero.
But we know someone who
We
who
do,
had
yes,
it and passed away.
yes.
That's very sad.
Very sad.
But I just know the one person. Yeah, I don't know. And
Well, I know my next door neighbor when I grew up had ALS.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you must know a lot of people in your life.
Well, I think
have
three.
Three?
I knew someone in college that also had it.
They were a student in college?
When I was college aged, I knew someone that had it.
Oh. Wow. Yeah, now I'm out of questions. We
Yeah,
have 4 minutes left. But I addressed everything, right? Did you add any more
No, I
questions?
didn't. I just took all the blank cards and I used them to label
I
things.
would like to point out that that's not a thermostat.
This is...
It's effectively a thermostat.
It's not a thermostat. This is a carbon monoxide and smoke detector.
Wow.
Man.
Okay.
Hey,
give me
pay attention to that.
Okay. CO2 detector.
I'm John. Oh, the iPhone. So a new iPhone 6 is coming out. Well, it's announced.
You also mistook the iPad for an iPod.
Yeah, I know.
What? iPod? Okay, you know better than this. You
I
know
did.
better.
I did. I wrote
this one,
iPod.
you don't know, but
and I was like, I should fix this, but I was in a hurry.
This is an iPhone 5.
I'm out of cards. I'm out of
iPhone
cards,
6
and no one can really see that, so I wasn't going to label it. There we go. That's a smoke detector. You can buy it at Home Depot, people. I don't know why you would, because I heard from a guy that returned them because they kept going off.
Oh, that's terrible.
But I mean, if you want to gamble with your family safety on a possibly faulty smoke detector of any kind, this would be the one I would go with.
This label is wrong. This says fake microphone. This microphone is a real microphone. It's not plugged in, but it's real. Like you put a USB cable into the bottom.
I'm going to say, has it ever had a USB cable?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you remember the time?
Here's a great thing. See, I can just fix this stuff.
2 years ago on the show, we heard previously on John Wants Answers.
Yes?
Recorded on this microphone.
Wow.
Yeah.
I crossed the fake out.
Did you add a question in here too?
I didn't. I don't know how those questions get in there.
This is full of questions. I don't think we have time to look at them today, but maybe next show we should do nothing but cosmic questions.
I think the universe has been waiting for nothing less than that.
What's new in the iPhone 6?
It's bigger and it's better.
How is it better?
Well, it's bigger.
Is that better? I like the size of this phone.
Well, then you can keep buying that phone. We still sell it.
But okay, so it's bigger sized.
Yes. Screen is bigger.
Screen is bigger. Oh, I'm being shot at. Oh, the credits are going off.
Only once. You got to buy a new gun, man. That thing just keeps misfiring now.
I keep it misfiring on
You're
purpose.
on purpose?
Because if I don't, I get hit in the head.
Has a lot of new features. Has an NFC chip in it, so you can do this new thing called Apple Pay.
Oh, so Apple finally got NFC after all this time.
Yeah, well, we did it right.
Good for them. Good for them. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's got bigger size.
It's got a smoke detector in it.
Bigger flash, right?
Detects carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
128 gigs of flash.
128 gigs of usable.
Now, I wonder how they got that more flash in there, because I know their top flash driver engineer left the company a while ago.
I heard that.
So I don't know how they got more
And
flash.
then we
in
hired a guy that actually knew how to write flash drivers.
iOS 8. It's going to run iOS 8 too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's got some cool features.
What am I going to do with it besides NFC? I might use sometimes.
Yeah.
What else am I going to do with it? I don't,
It's got handoff.
Why would I upgrade from this? Does this have handoff?
It will. Yeah,
It will?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I got that in here.
I mean, are you still under contract?
For a little while.
Yeah, you can wait.
Well, that's it. I guess we're done.
I think so, because there are no
Good
cards
show.
up there.
Clear?
The show kind of fell apart at the end.
Yeah, well, yeah.